in his band 3001.
Oh yeah.
He's been like Brazil 3. He was like Sergio Mendes in 1970.
Yeah.
Oh, we're past 1970. Sergio Mendes in 1990. Wait a minute.
It's 2000.
Sergio Mendes 2000. Then finally he just said 3001. I won't be here for that. I know I can't top that one.
Although 2016, the Olympics are in Brazil.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, so I'm wondering. Okay, Todd, I gotta ask you a quick question.
Sure.
Are you mentioned in the book?
In Jimmy's book?
Yeah.
No, because I think Jimmy, you finished the book, or at least most of it, a while ago, and just was looking for a publisher for the
Okay.
last few years. We hadn't met, I don't think, when he'd written the bulk of it.
Yeah, that book I've had for 30 years. Let me mention that I do have a new book out. It's called, appropriately, Dynamite. And I actually wrote the book 30 years ago.
Did you?
Yes, and just been augmenting to the book. And it took 30 years to get a publisher. That's what it took. So we got a publisher, and it's out. You can come get it at the club. Even if you don't come to the show, I will sign the book. And then I have an app that's for you young people like Peter. I have an app out now, a tough high-level decision in the name, Jimmy Walker Original App. So you can pick that up. It's 99 cents, people. And I figure after 40 years of doing this, I'm worth 99 cents. So download it, and it has all the info about Jimmy J.J. Walker you've ever wanted to know, and probably things you didn't really care about. So, yeah, pick up the app. That's real easy. And if you have a book, I need a dermatologist while I'm here, too. So if you have a dermatologist, and I may need a ride to not Fort Myers, but to
Miami.
Miami. I don't want to take a ride. I'm going to force Todd Link to drive me there, irregardlessly. But if you can give me a ride to Miami, come my way, I'll give you some free tickets.
There you go. Jimmy J.J. Walker advertised this weekend. Got a show tonight at 8 o'clock. Show tomorrow night 8:30. And then on Saturday night we got two shows, 6 and 9:30. Make sure you call for reservations.
Yes, call for reservations. It's going to be fun. We have a great old time over there. The food is great. Everybody always loves the food, and that's good. And I think you'll see some good, clean comedy, which is a little different. And I don't take anything away from the Dirty Guys. I love the Dirty Guys, the Andrew Dice Clays and the Cat Williams, and kind of the Bob Saget's, which he does shock me with some of the
I know.
stuff he does.
When somebody went to see Bob Saget,
He's rough.
and they said they couldn't believe how nasty he was.
I'm really almost ashamed of Bob Saget because I know he can be, not clean, but at least logically clean. And I know he doesn't like to, mention the Danny Tanner thing and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But whenever he's talking about his kids, he's always, because he has grown daughters that went to college and the whole deal.
Yeah.
And he's always talking about walking on the beach and how much he loves them. And I say, Bob, the reason you can walk on the beach and you send your kids to Ivy League schools is because you were Danny Tanner. That's what put you in that position to do that. So give the people a little bit. I love Saget. He's great. He's a great guy. He's a funny guy off and on the stage. But the language, and he's walking people. And you don't like that. I like people to like me. It's that kind of stuff like that. So that's always great when we come down to Port Charlotte. So that's all. I have a book out. I have an app out. I need a ride to Miami, and I need a dermatologist. Possibly. We're going to Miami. But I would like to let Todd off briefly because we have a little busy schedule, and Todd's got to get back. We had to put the Todd Mobile, which we call the Posada, into the tires or us to get it redone. It got a little checkup and a splint and everything. It's out of the hospital, but it's still going to need another operation to continue.
Todd, you've been traveling with Jimmy for what, 3 years now?
Almost 5. I think it's like about 4.5 at this point. Yeah. He had his chance to get rid of me years ago, and he didn't do it, so he's stuck with me now.
Are you guys all from the same area?
Well, technically he's in Vegas and I'm in LA.
Okay.
But I'm in the Nashville area at the moment with some
Okay.
family stuff. But
Yeah.
he just flies in and I pick him up wherever I need to pick him up.
And,
it works
and
out
Jimmy,
okay.
originally from New York, getting out of New York, was that a big deal for you?
No, because when I left New York, I was going to do the show, and then everybody in my class of comedy, not David Brenner, but Freddie Prinze and Gabe Kaplan and Steve Landisberg and Bette Midler, and Liza Minnelli, they were all going to the left coast anyway. So we all went to the left coast together, literally within a year and a half. Richard Lewis, another one, all the guys went at the same time.
that class of comedians, different style. You guys developed your own styles. You didn't pick on anybody else's styles. You guys had all, when you think of Steve Landersberg, completely different style than any other comedian.
Right, right.
And then Richard Lewis, same
Richard
way.
Lewis, yeah.
Your style, completely different.
Yeah, different, but we were always the best of friends, and we always worked together. Richard Pryor also, one of our major contributing factors during that time. And it is just the way we worked. I think this era as a comedian, I'm not one of these guys that say, well, what about these young guys? They're terrible. They're very good. You know, it's just a different way of doing things, you know. It's almost like a sitcom thing. We did our sitcom, but now this Family Guy, which is just a different whole I don't even think like that. I mean, I love the show, but I don't even think like, and the stuff that these guys talk about on stage now, I would never dare even. You know, Johnny Carson would have drummed you out. You would never, ever have a career. But it's a different time, a different place. I think Jay Leno has contributed a lot to the difference in comedy because Jay hasn't put on any comics, and he's allowed comedy to come to where it is today, rather than putting on new guys, rather than giving guys a chance to develop on TV and develop a following. Jay has chosen to neuter that, and I think it actually hurts comedy and what people and what goes on in the comedy field. Those are the venues, because what we have is like a little pipe, like a plumbing pipe, and Jay Leno has clogged that plumbing pipe without letting anybody go through. And you gotta let people go through. You gotta let people work in the clubs, then they do TV, then they become whatever they become. And Jay has really hurt that. He's a great guy, he's a fabulous guy, but
Why, Jimmy? Why do you think he's done that?
I have no idea. I could not tell you a reason or anything, because, you know, I don't want Jay to do anything special. What I want Jay to do is to do what was done for him. That's all I want him to do. That's the reason Jay is successful, besides a great deal of talent, is because people like David Letterman and Johnny Carson gave him an opportunity to get a lot of exposure. They also fought for him to be on the shows, and heck darn it, he's ran with it. But once he got through the door, he slammed the door and double bolted it from inside. And that's really not right. And I think that Jay really owes the comedy community a tremendous apology. That's just me.
No, he's absolutely correct. And Jimmy won't say it, but Jimmy was one of the guys that fought to get Leno on these shows originally. He went to bat for Jay to get on, and since Jay's become successful, he's done really nothing
Have
to
you
help
talked to him
out
about it? Have you sent him a note, texted him? Or
You know, at this point, Jay is far beyond me. You know, Jay worked for me for at least 8 years as a writer. And I was totally amazed as soon as the show, we're leaving, but I was totally amazed how Jay treated me when I did the show the one time. And I was totally amazed how he treated everybody else, Tom Dreesen and Johnny Dark and Kelly Monteith and everybody else.
Hey, that's it. Hey, join Jimmy Walker, Todd Link at Vasani's coming up this weekend. Show tonight, 8 o'clock.